Hey guys, welcome back to RC Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So I've got something really special that I want to show you today, and I am absolutely over the moon about this and what this actually is. So unfortunately, there's going to be a little bit of a story time before we sort of get into it and we look inside the box and what have you. But I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Very beat up box, but what we have here is a 1987 Kyosho Raider. So cool. Spoke about the Raider a lot over the years, and it's got never had one. I have had them in the past, but I never had one to drive around or anything. But it holds a very dear place in my heart for my the growing up in the RC, and there was one at the restaurant. Anyway, we'll get into that. But yeah, the story goes. I'm on my phone and I jumped onto Facebook Marketplace, and I don't often do that. I find Facebook Marketplace not a great place. There's a lot of scammers on there. I kind of equate it to like a Gumtree kind of thing. It's not really for me. Anyway, I just typed in vintage RC or whatever, and I was bored to see what's going on with. Bear in mind, I've already committed to not bringing in any new cars this year, apart from anything that basically Tamiya release. That was always the plan. So I'm going off on tangents here, but yeah, the BBX and the Boomerang, those two came together, so I bought and paid for them. I've got them here. And as I'm making this video, we've got the Super Sabre and now the Hot Shot 2 on pre-order, which is awesome. So I don't want to miss out on those cars, but I have had to miss out on others, which I'm gutted about. Mainly the new 60th anniversary Kyosho Optima mid. Just too expensive for me, and I'm honestly gutted about it. I thought about selling a couple of cars to get one, with being a limited edition and whatever, but anyway, I kind of saw sense, and I was like, you can't have everything, and that's so true. The anniversary JJ, I can't remember what it's actually the title is, but the Ultima from, I think that's 87 as well, and maybe the sort of race replica car. I wasn't interested in that one, luckily. And also Yokomo bringing the Dogfighter out very soon. Again, can't afford it, so I'm kind of gutted about that. But you got to be. I've got to live in my reality, and like many of us do, if not all of us, and you know, you can't have everything. So, point being, I wasn't looking to buy a car. Anyway, I'm on Marketplace, and I just see, I think the very first picture was the box, Kyosho Raider, and I looked at the box, and as I do, first thing I think I looked to the bottom left-hand corner, whatever, to see how much it was, and it was 350 Canadian dollars. So I've always kind of been on the lookout for a Raider. But I always wanted a really nice one. So because the first picture was this box, I was like, it's probably before I start scrolling through the pictures, it's probably going to be pretty beat up. I mean, a beat up Raider at 350 Canadian is way too much for me. Not that I had that money anyway. So point being, it's got my interest, so I'm looking. So first one is this beat up box, and I'm like, oh, that's a shame, because I would have loved to cut that out and, you know, put it on the wall. Anyway, I think I goes to the next picture, and I could see some other boxes with it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of flicking to see where the car is. I don't know how many pictures there were, 6 or whatever. And then I kind of noticed that like this alarm, not bell, this like, oh, I don't know what the word is, an alarm went off in my head, and I'm like, that car's not built. So in one of the pictures, it just shows you, like, I think it's the two front arms are joined to like the front mud plate or whatever. And I'm kind of looking at his picture, and I'm zooming in, and I'm like, I see the body shell there, uncut. I can see the tyres wrapped up, and I'm like, sorry, I'm going to swear, holy shit, it's a brand new one. It's been started. And then I'm looking at this stuff. So we've got a high-tech 250 Challenger radio set. We've got the Aristocraft AC/DC fast charger NiCad. We've got a brand new Kyosho 7.2 racing pack NiCad 1200 milliamps. This is all with it. So I'm absolutely intrigued. So I'm like, I haven't got 350 Canadian dollars to spend on it. Anyway, I messaged the gentleman, and I can't actually remember what I said, but I think it was like, first thing question was, hello, really interested in this. Do you know if everything's there? Because obviously everything's just loose in this box. And the guy come back, lovely gentleman, is like, I believe so. No, I asked a couple of questions. Is everything there? And if it is, what's kind of the lowest amount you would take for it? Bearing in mind, I'd already looked where this item was. So, and it was about just over an hour and a half away. So I've got to factor in like 3.5 hours of a round trip, which I didn't want to do. So anyway, gentleman came back to me, and he was honest. He just like, yeah, as far as I know, everything's there. And he went on to say he bought it, but he thought it was something else, hence why he was getting rid of it, or it was up for sale. So I was like, okay. And then I can't remember. In his advert as well, he'd put some like willing to trade for vintage Kyosho, other Kyoshos or something, which I don't have. So we got into this little bit of dialogue on Messenger. I can't remember what it all was about. Anyway, I kind of go through a few things I've got, and I was like, eventually got to this thing, because I had a second Tamiya Blitzer Beetle, brand new kit. And I just said, look, the only kit I've kind of got that I could kind of let go, I said, would you be interested in the Tamiya Blitzer Beetle and some cash to make up to your 350? And he came back and he was like, how much is that kit worth? So I kind of just jumped onto eBay, and I think they're around about 220, 230 Canadian dollars on eBay. So I went back with that, and this gentleman just come back and he went, no, that's fine. Just have the kit. I'll just do a straight swap. I was like, are you sure? I was blown away. So it was just super cool. So we arranged for a collection time or whatever, and I did the drive. Met the guy, as I say, lovely gentleman, invited me into his lovely house. He's got this like hobby room, and it just tons of cool stuff in there. An Optimum Mid, brand new Optimum Mid Riri on the bench, getting worked on. It was just sweet. So obviously we had a quick 10-15 minute chat, but I was in a rush. I had to go, so apologies for that, but a long drive back. So that's how it came about. Just amazing. I've got this for basically almost nothing, for a kit that was kind of spare, that I wouldn't have done anything with. So I've moved it on to someone who's really going to enjoy building that. And I've got the Kyosho Raider from 1987. So yeah, I've taken the lid off this and had a quick look, but there's no way of telling if everything's there. All the main bits are there, that's for sure. But for me, what is the coolest thing about this? It's a time capsule, isn't it? Somebody, not the gentleman I bought it from, but somebody back in the day, probably 87, 88, went to a shop. There might even be stickers on here, but there is this. Hobbycraft Canada, that's the importer, isn't it? Toronto, that's awesome. So basically, someone's gone to a hobby shop, bought the brand new Raider kit, shop sorted them out with everything else they need, radio, battery, charger. They bought it all. At some point, they've started to do the build, and they've hardly done anything, as you'll see. And then for whatever reason, it wasn't for them. And it's been left in that state for... I mean, I'm assuming this was like around... The kit came out in 87, so I'm saying it might have bought it in 87, 88. You don't know, it could have been 89, 90, who knows. But nevertheless, you know, it's... 25, 30 years in this state, still got untouched, which just honestly blows my mind. These vintage time capsules are just the best thing ever in the hobby for me. I just absolutely love it. With me, it ain't staying like this. It's going to get built, it's going to be on display, this is going to come out packaging, it's going to go on display. Don't know what I'll do with these, but it's just super cool. Super, super cool. So I'll bring a camera over and I'll show you what's in there, and we'll have a quick look at we'll have a quick look at everything. Right, so again, an extremely battered box, which is a shame, but I kind of understand why this happens over the years. I did try to pull a bit of tape off, wondering if I could save it, but no, it's starting to come away. But that's really not that important, is it? So, I just love this. So cool. See if I can just get this in camera correctly. You seeing that? It's just cool stuff to show you. Right. This piece of paper is just awesome. That's in French. Let me put my specs on and read that to you. Important notice. Congratulations for buying your new radio control car and enjoy racing as it's meant to be. Your model car is compared to a real race car. This is not indestructible. It can be damaged through no fault of a manufacturer, just like a real car. I've never seen anything literally like this in a box before. Model cars have speeds of up to 30 miles an hour or more actual in scale model of 1/10 scale. This means scale miles of 300 miles per hour. Can you imagine what would happen to your real car at these speeds if they ran into a wall, curb or each other? Please use common sense and care. If you sustain damage because of the above, it is not the manufacturer's fault. You will have to replace parts at your own cost. These are readily available from your retailer and are listed on the enclosed parts list. Just as on real cars, parts wear out and not covered by guarantee, tyres, batteries, motors, etc. We thank you for your understanding, drive carefully and enjoy your exciting new hobby. Oh, it's just the best. Your radio control car requires a 2-channel radio. Anyway, it's just going through the specs of what you need. The 801 charger can be used through a cigarette lighter. Oh, so cool. Never seen anything like that before. Super cool. So yeah, bit beat up, but again, not bothered. So first of all, we have the manual. I cannot honestly believe I am going to get to build a Raider from pretty much scratch. That's just off the chart. So cool. And again, it's because as well, it's going to be a shelf queen. It's going to be mint. Original decals. Oh, suits you, sir. Oh, yeah. If you're not from UK, you'll have no idea what I just did there. Oh, so cool. And then body shell. So in the pictures, it wasn't like this. If the first picture had been it all packed away, I'd have known instantly what it was. But obviously, because of how it was, it took me a while. So there is brand new Kyosho Raider. And the wing moulded onto the back of it. Body. Just so cool. So I'm not going to get all the bits out. I just want to show you a couple of things. So the Le Mans Stock 05 motor there, mechanical speed controller. Not a great deal opened up. I think the shocks were there. Shaft set, possibly shocks. So the Raider kit comes standard with the shocks built. Now they're actually friction shocks, believe it or not, and they're solid. So they're going to need some oil on the shaft to free them up. But these are friction shocks which came on the kit, and obviously you would have changed those out to oil shocks at some point if you were racing it. Super cool. But this is, as far as I can tell, that's all that's been done to it. It's covered in dust. That's all that's been done. Can you believe that? So when I come to build it, obviously we'll have to check this out, make sure it's everything's in the right direction and what have you. I'll not even cut the sprue off when it's been on the parts tree. Oh, so cool, so cool. Oh, they are. Oh, that is 3 of them, maybe 4, I don't know. So anyway, you get the gist of that. That's what we've got. Let me just put this away quickly and I'll show you the radio gear. Actually, before I do that, I've taken the lids off. So in the box, we've got all the unopened trees, all the chassis stuff, gears, bearings. Damn, so cool. And in this box, look at that. Brand new, full set Raider wheels. Tyres, sorry. This is the biggest sticking point for when you're buying a Raider if you want it like to look all original. I believe a lot of people use a Hornet rear tyres because it's got a very similar tread pattern. I'm guessing they're the same diameter on the rear. Diameters front and back on these cars are different. The front has a larger diameter, needs a wheel. But the fronts are like nothing else. Don't know if it's going to come on, but you can kind of see the tread pattern on it. It's very, very unique. And then in here, we have the wheel. You know, you can see now, you can see the difference in the diameter of them. oh my goodness me, this is just so cool. I mean, body shell, wheels and tyres, that was the key for me. It was just like, that's all going to be brand new. Right, let me show you the other stuff. Right. Brand new, sealed, crazy. 7.2 1200 milliamps racing pack from Kyosho. With a Tamiya plug on. Just awesome. Open this up. Obviously this will all be brand new, never used. It's just insane. Oh, look at that. Alright, we have to get this out, don't we? Let's see. Sorry for the noise. Oh, look at that. So fecking cool. 15-minute fast charger. Cigarette lighter. And your you can connect it to your at the time would have been your car battery, 12-volt car battery. God damn. That will go on my display now. I didn't realise it was so cool. And then we have this. Oh, look at this, look at this. Richmond Hill Hobbies, Ontario. Damn. That is super cool. Just a little bit of history with it. Obviously we've got the instructions for it. Now my friends, look at that. How cool is that? Oh, it's just the gift that keeps giving. It really is. Obviously I'm going to have that transmitter on display with my other vintage transmitters because I don't have a Challenger 250. Which is awesome. But just to have that all there is just bloody special. So to be honest, my friends, to say I'm over the moon with this is an understatement. I'm absolutely made up. I honestly can't believe my luck, if I'm honest. Yeah, so cool. I'm sorry, I'm not harping on, but I never thought. Obviously, I can't afford brand new in-box vintage kits. It's just something that I just couldn't afford. So even if there was a new in-box Raider out there, it'd be way out of my league. But to find this bargain being sold by an absolutely top gentleman who's done me an awesome deal on it, gives this 50-year-old man the opportunity to actually build a Raider from basically scratch. So cool. What I will be doing, I'll be building this quite soon, and the reason is I want to know if there's anything missing. So I don't want to sit on it and like for a rainy day, oh, I'm going to build a Raider. No, I'm going to get stuck into it, get the chassis built, see what's missing. If it's there's any screws and stuff. To be honest, I'm looking at that. I don't think there's anything missing. I'll be surprised if anything, including an odd screw. I think it's all there. But get it built, and then I can put my feelers out for any particular part I might need, but I'm pretty certain. And I want to see it, so I want to get it built, and then I want to get the body set done and just tie right. I want to just see a Raider in the flesh finished again. And the reason for that is when I used to initially race when I never know how old I was, 12, 13, 14, can't remember when it was. And I was racing the Tamiya Thunder Shot. Well documented by me at that Saturday morning outdoor grass track. Young lad there had the Raider, and he was really quiet. I won't say strange, but he was a very quiet lad, kept to himself. I guess he would have been, again, 12, 13, 14. And I just always remember this car. Obviously, I had the Thunder Shot, so I four-wheel drive, never raced. Obviously, this was a two-wheel drive class. So never actually raced him, but because I would probably be marshalling after my race or vice versa, I always used to watch his car. And it was box art, so it was red and it stood out like a sore thumb. From memory, it was running the vintage brushed red dot motor. Pretty certain that's what he ran. And the thing was reasonably quick, and from what I remember, it handled great. You know, this was Kyosho's sort of entry-level kit, but as we know, you can't. A lot of people go, oh, it's like Tamiya's Hornet. It's way better than a Hornet. It really is. Again, just my opinion, but it kind of is. This thing's not going to hop around, you know, but it's kind of, when Kyosho say entry level, it's more entry level to go racing with, where Tamiya wouldn't push the Grasshopper or the Hornet as an entry level go race it. Do you know what I mean? It's just for fun only, that. So yeah, it's a much better spec than Grasshopper, Hornets or Grasshoppers or whatever. But it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to compare Tamiya and Kyosho. I'm just trying to give you if you've not seen this before, where it kind of sits within the other cars. So I was thinking about this last night. I think I've now got everything from my youth in RC covered. I think I've got, obviously, the Thundershot. I've got, I've got a brand new, not brand new, I've got a pretty much new built one to finish, original. Then there's all the bits that Keith sent me to like upgrade it. I think there's a sway bars, there's the original Tamiya vintage, CVA, universal joints front and back. There's other stuff. I'm going to put dual front. Anyway, sorry. So I'm going to end up, because I don't have a Thundershot in my collection at the moment, so I've got that to build. So that was that. Obviously, Keith sorted him out years ago with the Kyosho Optima Pro, which was the car from this same time. And Keith again. Keith, you're really good to me. Keith sorted me out with a Kyosho 240WS Spa option house motor. Again, that's what I did in my Thundershot. So I kind of covered that area. And the last piece of it, and I did race an Optima Mid there. It wasn't mine, that was my friend David's. And I now have an Optima Mid in the collection, and an original one at that. So there's nothing else I can remember about that scene back in the day that stands out, apart from the Raider. That was the last one. So once this is built in the collection, I've basically, what's the wording, brought back my childhood RC racing on those Saturday mornings, which I did for, I don't know how long I did it for, a year, maybe 2 years, I can't remember. So that's why it's got a special place in here. Just absolutely made up. So I apologise if I've just rattled on in this video, but I just wanted to show you what I've got. And I won't say the gentleman's name, but if you are watching, who did me this tremendous deal, just honestly a massive thank you, my friend. Massive thank you. Made this old man very happy. And yes, you will be seeing this get built rather soon on this channel. So if you're interested, stay tuned to that. I'll end this video here. As always, my friends, thanks so much for watching. As you know, it's massively appreciated. Do all the good things, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down if you think I'm a dickhead, say hello in the comments. If you had a Raider, just any information you've got, stick it in the comments, love to read it. I can't always promise I'll answer you back, but I will read it at some point. And subscribe if you haven't, and if you do, about turning notifications on. The content on this channel has been very sparse, so I apologise for that. And to be honest, it's only my good friend Dennis and Ken who have kept it going, with him allowing sending me his cars to make videos on. So very aware now, winter's sort of looming. I will be doing content because there's a lot of stuff, non-Tamiya stuff, that I want to get built on this channel, and there's going to be some really cool builds coming. So yeah, I'm kind of focusing back in on this channel to actually start putting proper content out again. No disrespect to the content I was doing with Dennis's cars, I didn't mean it like that. It's just, it's not mine. You know, I want to do builds and all that good stuff, you know. Anyway, I'm rambling. Why you guys watch my dribble, I'll never know, because I just rabble. Dribble, that's the word I was looking for. Anyway, as always, my friends, yep, happy RCing.